Hello and welcome everyone to this week's episode of taking on Dragonfable's main story. Last week we were left at the very start of the harvest in our neighboring continent. However, since we did not get exactly what we wanted, we decided that maybe leaving wouldn't be so bad. But we got the invite, so why not stay? Why not, indeed? Color custom cryptic, equipping everything. And then we go off to Azeveer, as we are here in this part of the timeline, almost here really, and the end of the timeline is here. The Awakened Depths is what is getting updated, and the main story updates for this week. Also, hello Bishop, thank you for for giving me a view. That's quite nice of you, really. I would also like to thank Armored Crab for following me, which is very much appreciated. Now, the harvest just started, so let's see what the proclamation is all about. As you might remember from the Valois story, this all gets destroyed. Not now, but in a little while. The final focus point is in place. The proclamation is ready to be cast alongside the harvest. The skies of Nibelheim will be lit for all to behold. Bring up the map of the focus points. That is in Nibelheim. That's all of them accounted for. Exquisite. Where does the Shapeless request our first move? Over here, perhaps? No, that should be safe for last. Remember, this is just giving her a taste. A warning. Here. It's sufficiently isolated, yet inhabited. Lives will be lost, but word of the cataclysm will spread further into the continent, while the area and its population will suffer fewer damages than a more densely populated area. It is a perfect location. The Shapeless does not object. Let the harvest begin! It's about time to start heading home. Let's see what information have I gathered. The Magisterium is planning something against the Rose, but we don't know what. We should be wary, but also be willing to provide aid and accept aid in the future. They've refused to ally with us directly though, and seem to be extremely averse to dragons and those from the land of dragons. It seems like there's some history that I may not be fully aware of. I learned why they dislike dragons, but they seem to think that we were primitive and barbarous. I wonder how they got that impression. Other than the Magisters, the people here are friendly and welcoming, and appear to have a rich culture. Maybe when all this rose business is over, we can establish a peaceful dialogue. They all worship this shapeless. It doesn't resemble the avatars or anything that I'm familiar with, though. Maybe someone else knows more about this god of theirs. They also have a lot of heroes who are treated very well by the populace. They're good people. Note for future visitors, don't attack the spirits. Yeah, that about sums it all up. Good job, Jaina. Time to hit the seas. Excuse me, what is going on? The harvest! The harvest! The celebrations are about to start. We're heading over to the forum. Come, come! Well, I was about to leave, but I can't miss this. I'll just leave right after.
Good people of our illustrious Nibelheim, the time has come. Let us celebrate. For our god, the Shapeless, announces the beginning of the harvest. We, the earthly link to the Shapeless, the humble magisterium, have prepared something special for this year's harvest. May the judgment begin. Revel in the celebrations.
Huh? Please spare me. It was just salt. I'm sorry, please. I offer myself freely and without pause. Judge me, O Shapeless, for I have sinned. What's happening?
The ignominious will be devoured for their sins and swirl within the stomach of the Shapeless, where they are cleansed and their spirits purified, blessing our crops for this year. Rejoice.
This is...
We can leave, or we can interfere. Leave, or interfere.
I don't fancy facing off against all of the Magisters again. But we also can't leave them here, really. Let's leave. This is wrong. We have to get out of here now. And so we leave through the deserted streets of the First Ring. Where is the exit? It's closed. I'm locked in here. There has to be a way.
And so our visitor finds herself at an impasse.
Let me out of here, now! If only you had left a little sooner. It wouldn't have to be so messy. What are you saying? I've been one of your before, and all your friends are busy with the celebration. Are you here to try and stop me?
Stop you? Me? By the Shapeless, no. The gates of Nibelheim are doing a well enough job of that.
But you seem so distressed. I should say so. Your god is up there eating people, and people are cheering for it.
These sacrifices are criminals, but those who broke our laws, Jaina. They are being punished as any would be, regardless of standing or place in society.
What sort of crimes demand such a public execution?
One may argue that punishments outweighs many crimes, yet by committing even a minor offense they are opposing the word of the shapeless, and in itself that is the greatest crime of all. As one would imagine, this results in a surprisingly low recidivism rate. Surely some people should be given a second chance. In such a public and horrifying way of execution, there were children in crowds cheering, as there should be. Are they not having a good time? Are they not learning a very valuable lesson? The people here are happy for an hero. They want for little and are content in their safety. No, this is not safety, this is not justice. If someone can end up publicly sacrificed for the smallest crime, there will have to be people who see that this isn't right. They aren't allowed to make mistakes and learn from them. They are expected to be perfect. There have to be people who are tired of living in fear that one misstep will be their doom. You are seeking suffering where there is none, Jaina. Make of our customs what you will. But what do you intend? To slay the masses of innocents before you clash against their gods? No, I doubt that is something that you will do, as surely there would be an even greater injustice in your eyes. Perhaps in the distant future, someday, you may return to ferment unrest in our city. I cannot stand idly by, and when that day comes, your ignorance will no longer shield you from the judgment of the shapeless. But for now, I believe you wish to leave our fair city. I am sorry, but the gates will not open for you. What do you mean? I need to get out of here. I need to get back. The resistance needs me to fight the Rose. The Rose, yes. Well, our plans are already in motion, and you've seen what you do not fully comprehend. And so it is too much to allow you to return to your land of dragons just yet. I'm not just going to wait here until your magisters decide if and when I can leave. I am going to find a way through this gate, and even if you make your way through the gate, you will find that we, the Magisterium, control access to and from this city. The bridge will not hold, and you will fall to certain doom. So how are you going to stop me from finding another way out? Feed me to that god of yours? Send your brainwashed citizens after me? By the shapeless, no! We are not savages. We only intend to delay you until whatever information you've gathered is past its usefulness. You're resourceful. I'm sure we can't contain you forever. But if there is an unfortunate accident, well, such is the will of the shapeless. So we can summon our dragon and fly away. We can battle it. Let's summon Fluffy. Even as something in the back of your head tells you that this isn't a bad idea. Didn't you learn that the Magisterium wiped out the dragons from Azavir? You used the power of your dragon amulet to grow your dragon to its titan form. Immediately, alarm bells and sirens ring out through the city. It seems that the empire that drove away the dragons so long ago reacts with great alacrity to a fully grown dragon invading its capital city. So, this is a bad end. The lights in the sky highlighting the celebration flicker out, as from the top of the Magisterium Tower, hundreds of bolts of magical energy begin soaring into the sky towards your dragon and you. Screams and panic echo throughout the streets as your dragon flaps its wings to take off. As you rise above the buildings, you see various heroes of Nibelheim, shaken yet determined, chasing after you. The Magisterium's magic reaches you. 1, 2, 4 blasts are disintegrated by your dragon's breath, but it becomes a struggle as the unrelenting number of blasts become too much to handle. Your dragon tries to fend off the fast-moving bolts, but many find their way into its hide. As your dragon is rocked by yet another hit, a second volley of magic barrages downward. Your dragon is struggling to stay aloft, and the heroes of Nibelheim, emboldened by the success of their magisters, have begun firing arrows upwards. With a mighty flap of its wings, your dragon rockets skywards, only to be met by the swarm of Magisterium magic. Your dragon roars as it is knocked off course, and you struggle to hang on as your dragon tumbles downward, back into the city. Another legion of magical attacks erupts from the tower. As your dragon falls, you know that you have failed. You hear the victorious cries and cheers of the citizens of Nibelheim far below. The shapeless empire is safe once again. Game over. So yeah, this isn't a good idea. So heal and let us fight the assassin golem. That looks remarkably like the mutated bandit that we saw. Oh, whatever was its case. Bonus to hit increased. However, it didn't actually hit me, so it didn't succeed. And now we got hit. Next turn we shield properly. And then we destroy our enemy. Also, holy shit, that bonus to hit went straight through my attacks. Brain Scrambled is it appears to be a stun. Damn it. Let us heal. And let us stun. Damn it. Come on. We need something. Anything. Let's blind it. Maybe this counteracts its increase in damage. Or at least in hits. Ooh, we failed that one. Let's do it with a bit of help. Let's summon our dragon and set it to manual pet actions. Let's heal and battle. Mostly so that we always attack, really. Ay, 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 ay. Such an early brain scramble isn't nice, to put it kindly. And so the assassin golem reaches its halfway health mark, as we do too. And with that damage, we knock it over first. However, we need to make certain that we don't run out at inopportune times. I always dislike this part. Like, it's a fun idea, but having the really strong DOTs on our mana and getting hit more and more every time, it just makes it a drag. Like, it's not fun to have a fight be a drag, so. And I am affected too. Luckily, my stun is a bit longer than that one. And luckily, we are almost done. And we've won. Psst. Hey, over here. I remember you, hero, from the broadcast. Turns out, you're capable. Not really a fan of the crowds though, eh? And who are you supposed to be? Korast. People call me many things. A pirate, a savior, a smuggler, a chaos weaver. But for today, I'm your only friend in this city. That's convenient. I'm full of surprises. You said you're a smuggler. Can you get me out of here? No, I didn't say I was a charity. What do you want then? A favor. I help you escape. You owe me a favor. That I collect in the future. Nothing horrific. Nothing to disturb that delicate palate of yours. Maybe I never collect. Just a favor. I just simply love collecting favors. It's the most valuable currency in this day and age. How's that sound?
Okay, whatever. Just help me get out. This is very important. Something bad is...
Blah blah. Take my hand and don't let go. We're about to phase through the plains. We wouldn't want for you to get spliced. Or stuck. Or, no, that would actually be interesting. Don't worry. I am very skilled in soul blinking. Although, I've never done it with another person. Off we go. Ah! Oh dear. Ah!
Where is this? Is this the Sensei? It appears to be so. But what did he do? A portal. A mirror? The Empress awakens. Come to us, our Tiala children. Atreya is in danger.
And so, here we can get the black and white Magister veils. If you want to look like a complete Pons.
That probably wasn't supposed to happen. And what is the Magisterium doing? What were they trying to stop you from warning people about?
So we get the white Magister veil. And we sell it. It doesn't even sell well. So, we have the quest Coming Home, where we can decide something, and then first. So, last we left off, we were falling from the sky. Think quickly. Think quickly, Jaina.
Why do I always end up in these situations?
Whoops. It seems soul blanking with another person is harder than it looks.
Oh, I'm so glad that we've established that.
Well, I did get you out of Nibelheim.
Wow, I'm so grateful. Now I'm just falling to almost certain death. Don't worry, I have an idea.
As do I. Let me just...
You've helped enough.
Cryptic. I got you into this. Let me fix it. Crystal Forest. Summon your dragon. Or summon Aegis. Let's call on Aegis.
As I've said, you've helped enough. Watch and learn.
Aegis! Hey, Jaina, what's up? Oh. Falling again, are we? As is tradition.
No, don't get sassy.
An elemental spirit. You are full of surprises, Jaina. I'm Forrest. People call me many things. A pirate, a savior, a smug. Ooh, Forrest. Who is this floozy? Oh, hi, Ruma. It's not what it looks like, I swear. You, spirit, explain yourself.
Well, Ruma, is it? My name is Aegis. I'm Jaina Soala. No. Aegis, can you help us? Of course. Let's see. If you're in a block of ice, that might... No freezing. I don't mind if you freeze him, just not me.
Hey, Ruma, are you just going to let that elemental spirit do that to me? To me? A sigh.
Okay, let's do this.
Woo! That's much better than my idea. Remarkable. Where to now, hero, who is so full of surprises?
There's a ship waiting for me south along the shore. We should head that way immediately.
A ship. Brilliant. And so, Aegis saved us. And we deal with these idiots. Major scouts. Really? They can't do anything. I mean that seriously, by the way. These are just drones. Dragonfable doesn't get hard when you're facing just drones. It gets hard when you're facing assassin drones. Or assassin golems, really. But yeah, no, these aren't difficult. Like, the worst part about this would be that sometimes you face off against yeah, things that can hit through your blocking. But even then, that's not that difficult to deal with. Just deal enough damage. Now, it is extremely difficult if you are facing off against in-bosses. Which is why I suck at that. And that's the first one down. Now the second one. With so many crits, that's ridiculous and I love it. Ooh. We are off against 3 at the same time. So let's see if we can work them down quickly enough that we won't need to rely on our blind. Because our blind isn't the most effective piece of equipment. Also, yes, low health, these things crit. I believe, at least that's how that worked. That's 1. That's 2. And this is 3. Nothing will ever go wrong with doing this. And so, as we slowly leave, we face off against just a lone drone. Just a lone scout, really. Nothing important, but we do face off against some greater opposition later on, I believe. I believe that this would be said greater opposition. Well, let us first deal with the drone and the scout. And then destroy the sentry. Right. That's a sentry down, a scout down. DOT there. Because I am not going to waste the DOT on something that won't survive the next turn.
That would just be silly. Also, I see that I have 5 viewers. Hello! Whoops. That was a misclick. Meh, this can be Draco's project. Or well, Fluffy, really. Because 2 to 3 hits away is what that drone is. And I'm thinking, unfortunately, that it might be 2. However, that does not mean that we should not consistently deal damage to this other source of irritation. That dealt 45 damage, so yeah, it will be 3 hits from Draco. Or I can fill this up with a space filler. And then with this one, we are now nearing the end of our shield lifetime. Because normally I would have replaced that wild daggers with a rapid attack. So now we must blind our enemy. Minus 60 to hit. That is quite a great amount that we lost them, so let's hope that it will be enough. Also, for new people here, minus 60 isn't minus 60% chance to hit. It's minus 45% chance to hit. Because this works off a 1 out of 150. And then they need to roll over your resistances, your shields. That is your NPM and then your BPD. If they roll under, you get various blocks. But yeah, it's all dependent on how high they roll out of 150. Which is why the 300 shields are so annoying. You can't really do much about them with any bonus you get. As in, no bonus in the game is high enough to get through. Let us do this on the last turn that the enemy is stunned, so that we might open up with a proper hit. And Draco gets the last hit, and oh, that's so great. That was amazing! You truly are a hero. Watching you in combat was breathtaking. You could have helped. Me? No, oh no, I could never. What do you mean? You're a Chaos Weaver, aren't you? Doesn't that mean you use your Spirit Blooms and your Soul Ally to fight? Never! That would be illegal! That didn't seem to stop you from soul blinking us out of the city. I mean, I got you out. The rest was on you. Roma seemed busy too. I didn't want to intrude, and you didn't seem like you needed any assistance. Roma, that was your soul ally, right? You can call him that, yes. Roma, the elemental spirit of arrogance. That explains so much. But that's, well, not important right now. I can see Mazarek right here. Come on. Mazarek? Admiral, I'm back. 'Tis about time. I managed to do some plunder and smuggle some scallywags and save the world while you were gone. You could have at least sent me a message. Apologies, miss. I got a bit caught up in my work. Oh, and this is Forrest, Admiral Mazarek, Forrest. He helped me escape from Nibelheim. Barely. Did he now? Hello again, miss. Looking good? I can see the storms did wonders for your hairstyle. You two know each other, huh? Small world. Aye. Mighty small. He been just a phase. Just a phase? You wound me. It was at least a week. You still have a crew. I'd be surprised if they tolerated you this long. Ha! About that. I still solo now. Saving people, breaking the law, you know. Same old dashingly handsome roguish business. You're looking to join mine? Why? I like to keep my exes under me heel. Well, I will think about that. I hate to interrupt, but I'd like to set sail. Please, it's urgent. Stopping the rows and all that? Of course, Jaina. Now, what was sending me messages? I don't see anything. So, they have answered the call. But what answered the Magisteriums? Now that isn't good. So, questload as a veteran farewell. A bracelet that increases your luck. Nothing spectacular. And you can get a broken bracelet, which is literally just a junk item, so immediately sell it. Because that's the only thing these are good for. Now then, Forrest. So, about that favor, Jaina? Huh? You didn't. It was a life or death situation. I had to offer my services, you know how it is. You know what? I think we're even. I get this wonderful free cruise around the seas, after all. A one-way trip. I'll now be shipping you back there. Oh, come on, Maz. You're joking, right? I didn't even get a chance to pay. The Magisterium may have turned a blind eye to you before, but after helping Jaina escape, they'll be looking for any excuse to drag you in front of their god of theirs. But my collection of vintage mushroom brew, my miniatures, all of my... likely already seized. I see. Hey, Jaina, do they have mushroom brew in the barbarous... the land of the dragons? I don't think so. Sorry, Forrest. If there's anything I can do to help, it did help me escape, even if it was a bit of a bumpy ride. That's... If you may be looking to sail with me, there'll be a place you might enjoy making your new home. Ravenloss. Aye, an ancient underground city full of your weaver types and whatnot. City? A city of weavers?
in the land of dragons. I spent some time there myself, made some good friends, including Jaina here. All the weavers, that sounds nice. I could maybe live there, other chaos weavers. Well, about that. Actually, say first, how did you end up becoming Chaos Weaver? Isn't Chaos Weaving illegal in the Shapeless Empire? Oh no, you didn't, Jaina. Well, it is a dashing, daring adventure still, and since you requested it, I will so very graciously share my epic of pain, loss, recovery, and skullduggery. The short version first. So be it. Well, it started when my good-for-nothing parents abandoned me on the steps of Adelia. Swaddled me up and left me on the ground, never saw him again. How do you even remember that? 'Tis true. A poor babe, alone and forgotten, taken in by the school of weaving. Really? What? Were you raised by the weavers? Okay. I was actually a bit older, old enough to attend and board, but I never did see my parents again. Don't know what happened. Adelia was a good enough place, if just a bit boring. I mean, you couldn't blame me, really. Living, learning, working, playing, all in the same place. It was just so boring. Blame you for what? I mean, seriously, they wouldn't even let us out without a chaperone. It was just the same thing day after day. I needed some excitement. What did you do? Can you imagine? Just classes and chores day in, day out. Anyone would have gone. Forgast! Oh, as I was saying, I was expelled. Now, you want me to give you all the salacious details? Well, I certainly can't resist. There was this country kid from some family named Mortram, I think. I don't remember his name. I gave him some silly dare. Didn't think the kid would actually try it. Well, he did. Broke his way into the headmaster's office, went ahead and started trying to weave with the headmaster's spirit looms. As you can imagine, he got expelled on the spot. Of course, they kicked me out after that too. Wait, you don't mean... Oh yes, didn't help that I had a disciplinary seat longer than I was tall. Simpler times. No, I mean, you were the one who got Tomix expelled? Was that his name? Pasty looking annoying kid, red hair? That's it. We're tossing you overboard. Wait, what? Did I say something wrong? Tomix be that for us. You set him on that path, led him through much pain and suffering, even to the end. No, look, I was just a kid. I was bored. If I'd have known he would mean so much to you. This ain't about me. I want you of me fizzle. Now. Jaina, some help? Oh, this can be the favor you owe me. Captain, a storm approaching fast. Looking to be a magical source. We'll deal with you later. All hands on deck! And so, we face a magical storm. Now, with this as our opposition, they really shouldn't have fire. You deal with that flood. Mazarak. Let's start your buffs. Oh, luckily. Now then. No, we're not ready to leave this quest. What we are ready for is to kill this puddle. I am such a hero. I'm killing puddles. A shock whisper. I believe that would be water. That would be finessed for you. And then Captain's iteration. Bring it on, you bilge rats. So much power and such little energy. So much power. And it missed. I like Mazarek's sword. I really like the look of that. It almost looks Ascended, but with her own twist on it. Actually, that's a fun theory, now isn't it? If that is true, and she actually found something akin to that in her travels, that would be insane. And really interesting. A Thunderhead, yeah. Let's start shielding. Bring it on, you bilge rats. Our foe is infused with light. And so DOTs are common here. Now then, third DOT. If only I had fluffy train for DOTs. That could be two more. And so we defeat the Thundercloud with electricity. I am at 20, yeah, so. With that, I am almost done here. one self boost from Maz. And next turn we start affecting it with skills again. From Maz, that is. Or rather, we start using some skills. Now then, very quickly, this. Then the DOT reapplying, and then we will face it, if it still survives there. I still like the sound effect from Disease, it's just so rarely used. I know, I do believe he has all the deities at the same time. He can come out now, and we now be thrown you to the sea. Jaina, make a promise. Yes, you have me word first. You may have set Tomix down his path, but without a path, none of us would have met him. And we were better for having known him. Nothing like a scrap to clear the mind. Still, I can't believe entirely odds that you, the Chaos Weaver who helped me escape, were the boy who got Tomix expelled. I do feel guilty now that I'm older. I've helped smuggle people out of the Shapeless Empire, bring them down to the shore, to boats like Maz's. I've seen families torn over all manner of issues, from forgetting some trinket to choosing who to leave behind. I know what I did. I ruined that boy's future. So, what happened after you were expelled? How did you end up chaos weaving and smuggling people out of the Empire? Ah, that is an interesting question. I taught myself. You taught yourself chaos weaving? Well, I had the basics of soul weaving from Medelia, and I am extremely talented. It took much harsher though. I couldn't stay in Takani, but in the Shapeless Empire, I had to live uncomfortably to avoid this magisterium. As you saw, it takes just one slip up and you're food for the Shapeless. I had to be the best to survive, see? And with time, I think that may have rubbed off on my dear Ruma, my soul ally. And you say he was an elemental spirit of arrogance? Yes, but arrogance comes in many forms. Most of the time now, he's off on his own, doing whatever he does in the plane of elemental spirit, but he does come to my aid when necessary. Isn't that right, Roma? And in that quick flicker, Ruma, I believe, said something. Or it may have been Forrest freaking out. Forrest. Yeah, the mission, not the... He quickly says, he cares, really. I'd be lost without him. Anyway, I got good at hiding from the Magisterium. Or maybe they stopped looking. I made my living as a smuggler, helped people out of the Empire. It was a good life. Always exciting. Always watching my back. Never a boring moment. Then Then one day I helped some foreign hero escape the city in a hurry. And well, here we are. Forrest may have his regrets, but he ain't a bad person. An anymore at least, right, Forrest? I see, you've certainly led an interesting life, Forrest. Yes, well, I do what I must to survive. Speaking of which, I would like to claim that favor from you. Right here, right now? If you don't mind, could you tell me about Tomix? I like a good story. Of course. Maserati, do you think you could help too? It all started with the corrupted elemental spirit of greed. And so, Forrest isn't that bad. He is just a bit of an idiot at times. Seems like Forrest has an history. Where will you go after this? What awaits you back in the land of dragons? And so, we can see Admiral Mazarak again. Now we can also go to Book 3 sort of for reasons to fight. But we're not going to do that. That is after this part. Now we go back to Solaneska. As a petal falls to Karat. Jaina, my friend. Welcome back, my friend. I have been waiting for you. A petal falls. So, Forrest left for Ravenloft and Captain Mazarak says her ship is ready should we ever need it. What do we do now? Your news about the Magisterium disturbs me, Jaina. They treated me well enough until I tried to leave. They said they didn't want to kill me. Just delay me until my information was too late to be of any use. This must mean their plans may involve hostility towards us, as well as the Rose, and also that it could be stopped should you inform us. Letha, send out the scouts. Whatever the Magisterium is doing, it's likely going to be big. We'll need eyes everywhere if we want to respond in time to whatever the Magisterium is planning. Yes, ma'am. Now, I hate to bring this up, but if whatever happens as part of the Magisterium's plan to deal with Rose, maybe we shouldn't... Lady Kara! The Dragon Riders surely haven't returned so soon. No, Lady Kara. News from Atrea and the Sandsea. They are under attack. Is it the Rose again? Has their siege broken through? Not the Rose. Atiala are requesting aid, but we've also received a missive from one Magus Hansa from the Rose. Surely not. What? Well, what is it? Some sort of portal has appeared in the Sandsea. Elementals and strange creatures have emerged and threaten Atrea. According to the reports from the Atiala, the lands and climate nearest to the portal are starting to change, becoming colder and chaotic, and the affected area appears to be growing. from the Rose, we have reports that elementals and creatures not normally seen are wreaking havoc across the land. Every day the forces from the portal spread further, and the town of Duat and the surrounding areas cannot withstand such an attack.
And what of the Rose? Why would a magus of the Rose come to us for aid? Are they unable to protect their own?
We have no knowledge of their plans.
I see. Then this could very well be a trap. Or it could be the effects of the Magisterium's plan. Alden, what do you advise in this situation?
Atialans are guests in these lands. I would wish to defend them. The people of the Sensi fall under my rule, and I would also wish that no harm befalls the innocents that live there, Rose or not. If this is a trap, then it is a poorly thought out one, as it threatens the safety of their people and allows their resistance to be viewed as saviors. It is very likely that, as Jaina says, this is the effect of the Magisterium's magic. However, if that is the case, then it is difficult to see this as anything but an attack on the Kingdom of Greengard.
I understand. We cannot afford to rush headlong into an unknown situation, however. If I may, I have dealt with Magus Hansa before, protecting Duat from the return of Sakdoat. If the Resistance travels to Atreya and to aid in their defense, I should be able to help defend Duat until we can figure out what is going on. That sounds like the safest plan. Alden, what will you do? You may remain here as long as you wish, but
I cannot go with you. For me, decisions such as these cannot be followed through so easily. I wish not to see the Atielans harmed, nor do I wish to see the populace of the Sensi suffer. But if I were to show myself at the head of a magical army, there would be misunderstandings. As much as I wish to play the hero, the safety of the people does still rely, at least partially, on politics. The Rose and the Knights of Sordhaven are likely also looking for me. If I am to travel, it will be more likely that I am found by them. It would be best if I stay here and recover and train. I will wait for the moment to be right for my return. I trust my daughter will rule well in my absence. Perhaps. Excuse my rambling. I'm sure you've all got better things to do right now.
very well. Jaina, go ahead and meet with this Magus Hansa. We must prepare to journey to Atreya.
Jaina, when I sent the request for the aid of the rebels, I didn't think you'd be the one to show up.
Is that a problem?
A problem? Goodness no. To be honest, I didn't expect anything from the request. Even the Rose chain of command hasn't been of any help.
Did something happen to the Rose, I mean?
Well, you see, that's a bit of a conundrum. After King Altian disappeared, tensions between Sordhaven, between the Rose and Queen Victoria have been very high. That is to say, our requests for support have been denied by Lady Jania.
But surely this is an emergency. Even the Tia Islands are seeking aid.
You're telling me the wave of elementals that come out of the portal to get closer every day? Our forces assaulting the city of Atreya were forced to retreat. At this point, the only thing we can think to do is evacuate.
Journey of the Rose continues her interference where it is not welcome. Your sacrifice shall serve as her warning. It is because of the Rose that you must suffer today.
That voice. The Magisterium. Make us answer, ma'am. The elementals have arrived.
It seems I've delayed too long. Quickly, Jaina. We must evacuate whoever we can.
Right away.
And these snowballs face our fire. Even Fluffy goes from light to flame. I always get lightheaded in this. Like when I do the voices. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Jaina. You're the best. We rescued Masood. And this is a healing spot. As we destroy this ice wisp. Or we don't. Apparently these are slightly resistant. And it is light that causes their pain. The flowing water if the fountain isn't frozen yet. Now this one I know is very weak to fire. And so we face them one by one. These ice wisps are always a conundrum, really. They are undead from ice.
Where are the afters? Help us, please.
And we rescued Ani. So with this, we deal more than enough damage. And then fire. To deal with these. That was not a smart choice, since I am now immobilized. And that is always a danger when facing off against these. Luckily, it is only their shooting attack that does it.
I can't leave. I have to, don't I?
And we rescue Camila. No, we elementalize towards light to deal with this one far stronger than the others. Okay, my commentary may be a bit quiet for a bit, because I was grabbing some leftovers from yesterday, and I accidentally grabbed the pepper, so that quite hurts now. Not that it is enough to stop me, but it is quite painful.
I'm done with this. The next rose member I see is going to get a taste of my mind.
And then we rescue Nyla. And now that this is fire again. That it is fire that is once more required.
This is why we need the rose. The forces of magic need to be stopped. And Hakika has been convinced that the rose is the right option. While we take a sip of this ice cold water. And here, the rose and their refugees stretch far into the distance.
Thank you, Jaina. Without your help, we would not have been able to evacuate in time. We intend to travel to Swordhaven and seek refuge there. I intend to confront Jania. First, she refuses to send aid, and now the rose is being branded as the cause of this. I am not pleased. I will get to the bottom of this. Thank you for your aid, Jaina.
I'm afraid I cannot join you. I must head to Atria. The Tiala are in peril. Safe travels, Hansa.
Do you as well?
Whatever the Magisterium is up to, it's no longer just between them and Jania. They're threatening the lives of the innocents just to get their point across. This cannot stand.
Are you sure that it is wise to ignore the Magisterium threat, Lady Jania? Is not a declaration of war.
That is for the Queen to decide. When we succeed, then the effects of their magic will cease with or without Her Majesty's interference. This merely means we must hasten our project in order to minimize the harm done. It pains me, but our forces cannot be spread across out to the far reaches of the kingdom.
As you say.
Acanthus, do you disagree?
No, but the people may. Even now, Magus Hansa leads the refugees from Sensi to here, to Swordhaven.
And I expect that Queen Victoria will be most generous and accommodating. The loss of Duat is unfortunate, but we will rebuild later, after we sort everything out. I, however, do have a mission for you, Acanthus.
What do you require, Lady Jania?
You may take the initiative for a counter-operation against the Magisterium. Whatever funds you request shall be yours. By the rose time.
It shall be done.
Uh-oh, what is he doing? A treasure of Duat, flesh frozen by ice magic. While heavy and awkward to wield, it seems to shift and move on its own when swung. So yeah, ice damage. I really like the designs on the Frozen Breath, Staff and Mace. This is such an interesting design. The dagger, it has the same design, but it features a dagger handle more than anything. Which, fair, it's a dagger, but also it's not the prettiest. Now that we have the staff though,
We can show it. And you can look at it. And look how pretty it is. Now, we go to reinforce Atiala as the Empress sings their song. The Song of the Atiala War is an amazing war because it had one of the best intros and outros. It was just superb in how it went. So we can talk here, but first do the introduction. I so want to be here more in book 3.
Let go. Is it time for us to flee once again?
No, I'm against it. We should stand our ground and fight.
I cannot hold the barriers much longer. The only saving grace is that I don't have to shield that tail and keep the Black Prism afloat.
No more running away. This is no Wargoth, but the threat is as real as ever.
The only way is to fight the invaders, not leave.
Retreat is the only option.
Yeshta, back me up.
Let go. What is your command?
We await one more.
One more?
There are no more Unayels.
My Empress, a human
Occupant of this planet is request. Let her in.
No more Atiala? Uniel?
Greetings, Empress of the Atiala. It is an honor to meet you. I come here with aid on behalf of King Alchin and of the Kingdom of Greengard and Kara of the Wind. We know. We have already met you through the eyes of our children. Arise.
Master.
Yatil, Jaina. Greetings, Jaina. We meet again.
Hey.
If I may cut to the chase, we believe that this rift was created by the Magisterium. They are a foreign power set on stopping Jania and the Rose from achieving its goals. But it seems you've been caught in the middle of our conflicts yet again. However, the threat is real and what power is behind this is still unknown. Duat and the Rose have already been evacuated. I'm here to help you evacuate as well. Evacuation is not needed. We will close the rift. My Empress, we have come to appreciate the stars here. They are kind. We have withdrawn one too many times. The time has come for us to be part of the events. All we ask of you is to give us time. Do not let Atria fall. It shall be as you will command. We shall sing to you of our history, our glory. We shall drown out this magisterium with the song of Atiala and the song of the stars. Alright. Damn it. Double click again. Petal falls and the song of Achala. Yeah. I need to get my mouse either fixed or anything, but like, it's a great mouse. It's just sometimes it does a double click, which is annoying, especially when playing Dragonfable. Let's see. The Empress. What did I miss? Alright. Isiri, you and your ascendants will be on the walls, shooting down anything that comes in contact with the area. Certainly. Oops. Twins, you and your cryptics take the center of the city and empower the barrier as much as you can. Very well. Acknowledged. Me and my Riftwalkers will be on the ground, fighting the threat head-on, as it should be. Yashta, you just do whatever you do.
Yes.
Let's do this. And so it's time to hold off the rift until the Empress can finish her ritual. Yatiala are counting on her help. And so, we can talk. Hey there, Yashta.
Yes, Master.
Jaina.
Yes, Master Jaina.
Why does your Empress look like a Magna?
What do you mean?
She's a Magna. How is that possible?
The Empress is not a Muggling.
And Yashta, we just saw her.
Her appearance depends on the viewer. You see her as a harmless Muggle. We see each other.
What does she look like to you?
To me, she appears as an Urgot.
What's that?
It is a small, furred creature with large horns that lived on Samara. They populated the many meadows and fields under the light of the stars. I miss them dearly.
I'm sorry, Yashta.
There is no time to be sorry. Let us stop this incursion, so that we do not lose any more.
Jatu, Jaina. You're looking well, Isiri. How are the Ascendants faring? We are holding, but the enemy forces seem limitless. I am yet again impressed with you, however. The Empress recognizes your ability, and with you and the Vin, I'm glad to see that we do not need to flee. Would a trio really have vanished if the Vin didn't pledge their aid? Perhaps. It would have been sad to leave this land so soon. The stars here are ever fascinating. But we must look forward. Once the Empress closes this rift, we'll have such a celebration. We will.
Jaina?
Hey Alzine, how goes the fight? Well enough for now. This rift though, it's really something.
What do you mean?
When it first opened, we managed to sneak in a few Riftwalker scouts, since it's our specialty. Turns out it leads to another plane of existence. Well, do you have any idea where exactly? It's hard to pin down the specifics. We were only able to learn so much before the invasion started. It felt raw though. It reminded me of Wargoth, if that makes any sense. That doesn't sound good. It's not, but the Empress trusts us to defend her. And that is what we will do. Against any threat. Enough chatter. Let's get back into the thick of the battle. Hello, Nereus. At the house. Shh. Jaina, Nereus is focusing. A simple conversation will not be too taxing. Now, hush. Just listen to that song. That song? Is that the Empress singing? It is. It is the song of the Ateala, the history of our people, from the very beginning to the present. We're in it, well, towards the end. Indeed, it is a great honor, and one that reminds us that our actions will be heard by generations to come. Well, is the Empress the only one who knows all the words? Perhaps in full. However, it is common for any Atial to learn the relevant passages related to the family and profession. There's some really cool bits. Romance, fighting, tragedy, comedy. History really has it all. I'll leave you to maintaining the barrier then. Stay strong. Fight well, Jaina. Beat them all up. We are the only... Ah, no, come on, I misclicked that. That's annoying. Okay, right. To Karan. I love that song, but now we need to go to Karan. And quickly to the song of Atiala. So yeah, we are the only cryptic that is not protecting. So let's go to battle. We need to learn to see. We need to see to learn to grow. Such emotion that came upon us, and so we shed a tear. Oops, that's the wrong one. As we fight ice, we fight fire. Your sacrifice shall serve as a warning. We first dropped the first of our Atiala, followed by many more overwhelmed. Our children arose and in wonder and knew. I love this song. This is so awesome. It's just so great. To support the rose is to oppose the will of the Shapers. One wave down, but more and more emerge from the rift. A snowbound elemental. Not weak to fire, but it's still an elemental. It doesn't have much base health, so we know. Our tours returned, our knowledge ranged, our children in awe, born of song and stars, were prosperous, we knew. So yeah, I am going to finish this one. There were other stars, other skies, other children, to explore, to see, to learn, to grow, and to be. Come on. One. Johnny of the Rose continues her interference where it is not welcome. So yeah, the Empress is the embodiment of all Uniel before. And now I am going to go and look at the actual lyrics for us, for this song. Hearken to us, Artiala, children of your one Empress. Look to the stars, our guidance. Listen well to our song of our king and history of Uniel and ascended of homes long past. In this tapestry of stars long ago, a different space, a different time, we lay alone looking to the light. A flash, a spark, a comet across the sky, the promise of more beyond this veil, more beyond this void. We would need to see, to learn, to grow. With such emotion that came upon us, and so we shed a tear. The first drop, the first of our Artiala, followed by many more, overwhelmed our children arose, and in wonder and new life. Hearken to us, our Artiala, children of your one Empress, look to the stars, oh, for our guidance. In time the stories came of culture and of art, of conquest and of defeat, of stars long gone. The tapestry of stars long ago, a different space, another time. You came back home bringing us your light. Ariana, the first to return, to see the stars as we do. Together she brought us the sky, a portrait of wonder seen through our eyes. We could not escape notice, for as we grew there were others, not alone, now lost to the void, a serpent of hunger, devourer of our children. It slid through our grasp, still it met, unknowing, who tore down the stars, and with them protected as one. As our inspiration faded, our tears ceased to fall, our children returned to us with new stars in their eyes, and together we sang, and shared in our sight, from which new children emerged, the same as our tears, but not dependent on our creation. They grew together with us. Our tears were turned, our knowledge branched, our children in awe, born of sun and star, were prosperous we knew. There were other stars, other skies, other children, and more to explore, to learn, to be, to grow, to be. Our home we left, the first of many, taking the stars with us. The stars rained from the sky, fled from the ovation, the new home of Zamora. Without hope or for the stars, could not be seen. Engineered with their fence, above the clouds, above the storm they shone. The fields blossomed in the night, starlight thinned by knowing, pulled from the tops of the mountains, trees and growth surrounding a people, taught to us to survive, to paint, to craft, what we already knew and would have to leave behind. The winds howled, our children learned, through the mind we saw, we heard, a bulwark against the hostile. Their craft and parallel by all to us returned soon. Knowledge shared but not refined. Thought at first to be a spark among the stars, burning uncontrolled, roiling flames to the sky. Loss of many but still we shed with tears, strung of horn and harm against the swarm of foes. Victorious around the walls 3 times, but would not return. Missed for years, water ended. Water as far as could be seen. To the ends of the world we sailed, mysterious stones from the depths pulled. Her eyes like sun bright, a hole torn through the void, a mistake, temporary, unmaintainable.
there is a full description, and but the intro, what we hear, what I did before the section that went stars rain from the skies and onwards, is just the same there. It is an epic, and it's unfortunately unwritten for now. After reaching 25%, we could see to save a dragon, and we can protect Atria or leave it to the Ascendants. This minigame came back, which I actually quite enjoyed. But yeah, this minigame was a fun one, and I'm glad it was back. Though I did not like its inclusion in AQW, or the inclusion of a similar game. That one took the worst of Phalanges instead of the best of this one. But yeah, there was also in there the description of the very first Cryptic, who I believe took the knowledge, is the one that took the knowledge and returned it. The Ascendants, who torn down the sky, like that is what they do. They use the power of different weapon constellations rather. And now we go here for a bit to equip our cryptics. The cryptics are the ones who safeguard knowledge, which is, I believe, the one mentioned to have returned too soon, among other things. But yeah. Let me actually take a look at it. And I'm not going to do that again because I don't want to have to re-equip a Solanesca. I don't want to have to re-equip the class. There is the cutscene, the arrival of the wind. As that one is what stalks outside. The Dragon Riders with the wind have come. As the barrier has breached. It appears we arrived just in time. Please accept my apologies for the delay. The Rose is on high alert after the Dewat incident. Not alert enough to help themselves then. So we've heard. What's the situation here? Who is in charge? I am Alzain, leader of the Atiala armies. I understand you lead the Wind? That is correct. It is a pleasure to meet you, Lady Alzain. I'm Carasolena. We, that is our resistance, have come to your aid, however you may. In these tumultuous times, we can all use all the allies we can find. A wise reasoning. You've already proven your worth by distracting the giant thing away from a barrier. Much appreciated. It was a pleasure. We hope to join the battle once we get situated. Great. Now that the niceties are out of the way, we can get to work. Kara, You and your forces will be directly under my command. I trust that will not be a problem. You ask for much fate when we have only just met, but we will do our best to comply. My master, Jaina, is associated with the Wind, correct? Yes. I've worked with Kara and the rest of the Wind extensively. Damn it. And outside, was it not your idea to send word for help? It was. What of it? You invited allies into our home to help protect our people and the Empress. You do not own them. They came to us freely as friends of Jane, who you trust. I do. Please, forgive me, guests. I asked too much. Too soon. There's nothing to forgive. The fate of your people rests on the line. We came here to be at your disposal. I only ask that, should we require your assistance in the future, against the Rose, the Magisterium, or otherwise, that we may count on your help as well. So be it. I think this would be agreeable.
That seems quite fair to me.
It is not our place to agree to promise aid. The Empress must be consulted in any future endeavors. However, we will do our best to plead your case. The Empress sees your assistance here. I'm sure she will approve. Then we are in agreement. Lead us, Lady Outside. Our current objective is to defend the barrier surrounding Atrea from attack until the Empress can close the rift. Kara, send any mages you have to be under the command of Ishiri for ranged defense. It shall be done. Itaus, you will direct the riders for the defense of the barrier. At once, Alzine. Come on, double click a scan mark on the rest of your grand forces will be under mine correction. Understood. Understood? Yashta, you keep up the good work. I shall. Jaina, we're going to have to find a way to drive that massive creature back. Your priority now is to fight your way to it and figure out some way to deal with it. I understand that tackling impossible odds is something you are good at. Don't worry, you'll have backup too. When you get close, we'll be ready. I'll do my best. Wind are here to help, and your mission is to take down that massive thing. No problem. And we have a catapult. We boom with Titre. So yeah, that, and then the final battle. The song in our hearts. We knew that this would be the end of our song. Farewell, our children who had come back to us. The hero with the dragon in fist should slay the beast. Dark as the night the trail, still standing aloft above the magic strewn land of lore, our new home, with us.
big. Hello? Can you stop attacking a trail, please? At least I asked. Please don't fraternize with the enemy, Jaina. Irios? Correct. My brother and I are ready. We shall bring this beast down to your level.
Mirios is letting me speak to you through him. Isn't this cool?
What are you going to do? We will subdue the creature. It will be temporary and the barrier will fall while the monster is held down.
Oof. Hey!
Jaina, Melitha and the Dragon Lords are keeping the creature occupied. You should be able to get close.
There's no need for pushing. Mirios can...
Jaina, while the barrier is down, my ascendants and I will have to focus our full attention on repelling the onslaught. That being said, I believe I may be able to provide you with some surprise.
Jaina, I'm on my way to you.
Well, it's never been that crowded in my head. Thank you all. Smack this titan with all you've got. Understood. You can count on me.
Mirios, let's go.
You're up, Jaina. For the Empress.
The beating heart.
I've dealt with much bigger monsters than you.
Jaina.
Ah, that was quick.
I am simply very excited.
I can't tell.
I have an idea, Jaina. You beat it up from the outside. I'm going in.
In?
Yes!
Well, that's one way to do it. Oh, you didn't call me master. Alright, time to knock this thing back into wherever it came from.
You can summon a dragon, which is quite a battle. We can battle it easily, or we can go on foot against a titan heart. The heart of Cryoem. And also to Augim. So that's where these are from. But yeah, these Augim feature in a couple of places actually. Heartbeat of War. But these feature in the inn. Also, yes, not affected by chain. Okay, that's good. Also, we have a heal from Iziri. Just 6 per turn, but I mean, that's pretty damn great. Now then, let's focus on dealing as much damage as we can to that one. The heart of Cryoem. Resurrection Cellars. Yeah, that's why I didn't want to do this. Because that is really annoying.
beating with fierce intensity is annoying too, but not as annoying. Yeah. Unfortunately, I will have to destroy this one. And now we deal our damage. Also, yes, because this is upskilled so much. Also, yeah, that was annoying. Not what I expected. Oh, right, because this gets from these. So yeah, as long as you deal damage to these, you as long as you kill these, you deal half or full damage. Okay, next turn. This one. So that in one or two turns we can deal with these enemies. The Argahim are annoying though. And it's vulnerable. Minus 25 to all now. I forgot how that works, to be honest. Which is stupid, but yeah, also the truth. Let's set up our shield so that we can deal with this quickly. And whether or not we make it this fight, the dragon fight will be easier. I believe. Yes. Yeah. Yeah, I think I might not make this fight. Yeah, I might not make it this fight. However, I will be able to make it next one. Which will be the end of the stream, by the way, next fight. Just so we're clear. this next fight I'm going to use dragons. Yeah. I believe that's it. Oh no. Oh no. Summon dragon heal battle. As I said, this is much easier. Though the healing is still negligible. And so the heart dies. And so Cryan turns to stone.
Is it over?
It is now.
The main threat has been diverted. Well done, Jaina, Yashta. Is the Empress almost ready? I believe so. We should hold until...
And night became day.
What's that it? Is the... No. Is something wrong?
We must attend to the Empress.
Jaina, come, Kara, please stay away. I hope everything is okay. And though we may be gone, our voice floats on the wind. Our children look to the stars, and in time you will return to me. No, I don't understand. Latka. She remains herself, but is not herself. Yet she is. What do we do now? She would have known this would happen. What happened? She has withdrawn of sorts, reverted. It is hard to describe what I am sensing. I feel the loss of many, but not loss, freedom, but they were not chained. The ascended Unia, they're gone. Oh, but that means... It means that she's alone. Until once more Raniel ascend. Or her tears begin to fall. Is there anything we can do? Is there anything I can do? We live. Over time, Raniel will return, and the Ayalatka will sing of a new era. We hold her song in our own hearts until then. When you require it, you shall have our assistance, Lady Kara. We will always have a place for you and your allies, Jaina, Lady Kara. Thank you, Lady Elsa and Lady Ziri. The wind greatly appreciates your promise. So that's that then. I'm glad the Atiala, Arsteven and Atreas too. Indeed. Come, Jaina. You have time. We must plan our next move against the Rose and prepare for any more possible Magisterium attacks. It's closed? Forcibly. How did that happen? Was the floating city outside of our calculations? The floating city? Was it Jania? Regardless. Rose activity near the fissure has not ceased. The opposite, in fact. They trespass! What of Outpost Yeda? Still undiscovered. More close calls though. Then there must be a bigger message. One that cannot be ignored. The Shapeless wills it. The Shapeless wills it. And so, you can get the Uniel Protectorate. A serpent of hunger, devourer of children, it slid through our grasp till it met Honorine, who tore down the stars to, and with them protected as one. This is the very first Uniel. And with that, it is the end of today's stream. I will see you all next week.